Let me just show you the reference we're going to be using for our main animation. So I've got this side on the spot reference, I've got this front on the spot reference, and I'm going to select both of them and I'm going to drag them down onto a new composition. I don't want to sequence the layers, and what that does is creates a composition with the perfect length, and we just need to change the composition settings to reflect a wider composition. So I'm going to untick this, and I think I'll go for something like a 720 by 405 HD widescreen aspect ratio. 24 frames per second is very important, and for your information, everything we're going to be doing in this tutorial is going to be at 24 frames per second. It just makes the process a lot easier having a number that's so divisible by even segments, as opposed to 25 or 30 or 29.976. It becomes very difficult to manage. So everything looks good. I'm going to go OK to that. I'm going to grab both of these, right click, transform, and fit to height. And that's just going to nicely snap without doing any stretching or squashing. I'm going to grab the front and I'm going to move that off to the right hand side. And I'm going to grab the side and I'm going to move that off to the left hand side, and what you'll be left with is this, which is a nice left and front walk cycle. And the only thing we need to do now is to add some time code. Now this is very important. It's reference time code that allows you to reference the specific frame you're on at any time while you're in 3D Studio Max, and it just to have it in your reference, to have it in your viewport is a very handy thing. So I'm just going to go layer, new, and solid. I'll just make it black. Doesn't really matter about the color. We'll call this time code. Go OK. And to that I'm going to add, so if you highlight the layer, I'm just going to add an effect of text time code. And I can pull the little target up into the perfect corner, up in the left hand side here. You can always just, in the text position here, you could always just type in 0 and 0, and that will put it right smack in the corner. I'm also going to reduce the number a little bit, and make sure you tick composite on original, untick it so that it plays over the top. And you will see that if I just isolate this, there's a little black box. Just tick the show box to get rid of it. And then we have our time code. At the moment it's set to hours, minutes and seconds. Just in the display format, change that to keyframes. And that's going to give us some nice time code. And if you've done this correctly, that'll say 14, and this down here says 14 in the keyframes as well. And those numbers should always match, 23, 23.